Good morning, everybody. How we all doing? Hey, Dory. How's she going, everybody? Good morning, Garrett. Good morning, Russ. Morning, Market Wizardry. Oh, strange. Log me out for a sec. Who's ready to get after it today? I know I am. As it stands already, we have some SMT here with YM at this 6 a.m. low. Created this breaker. 9 a.m. open. Now we've created this breaker. I'm not totally keen on it, just based on kind of what these past candles have done. Like these two candles closed fairly bearish. This 9 a.m. candle hasn't really swept any lows. I'm probably gonna wait till open. I don't have any like session liquidity or anything like that. In order for me to get long pre-market or to get involved with pre-market trades, like I need to see something pretty clean. So I'd fade this. At the moment, I don't have a whole lot of faith in pre-market setups as of right now. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it looks fine. You've got, right, SMT at 6 a.m. lows, SMT at the data low being here. You got 9 a.m. CIST with a breaker. We're obviously below midnight and 1800. But those are kind of the pros, right? The cons, on the other hand, are previous 1 hour candles are bearish. Pre-market. No higher time frame liquidity taken. One that I'm just fine making a decision staying out of, honestly. If it works out, then it's up. And if it works out, then it's going to show us higher prices, and then we'll get in on a continuation. Good morning. I don't know how to say your name. I don't know if the D or the J is silent. Good morning, sir. They. How's your guys' week been? It's been a hard week for me, honestly. I haven't really been able to find any sort of flow. Yesterday we closed an inside day, I believe on all three. Yeah, all three inside days. Yeah. So, classic, NFP antics. Inside candle. Now we're trading inside yesterday's previous daily high and previous daily low. So we're kind of just tightening. So, I mean, you're more likely to you can get setups in here. Um, but you have to understand that we're just tightening. Tuesday created a range. Wednesday traded within that range. Now Thursday we are trading within that range. And we have had no significant success with getting out, or no success with getting out of that range. So your runs are just going to get smaller and smaller. So you have to kind of keep your wits about you in that regard. Is SMT with YM as important as SMT with ES? It's SMT in that SMT is important in general. You just are going to see stronger correlation with ES comparatively to YM and NQ. And that could be due to one, the YM only covers 30, an aggregate of 30 stocks, companies. NASDAQ covers 100 of the tech companies, and then ES covers 500, the Fortune 500 companies. So, and not to mention, YM is also on a completely different exchange. NQ and ES are CME. YM is CBOT, I believe. But it's more or less just ES and NQ are more similar by nature. You guys can hear me, right? Should be able to hear me. It says my audio's bitrate is 0. Somebody confirm that they can hear me, please. Okay, thank you. I don't know why YouTube is telling me that my audio bitrate. Oh yeah, it was just being a prick. Thank you guys. I do like that breaker formation, and I do like that, but it's yeah. I have a hard time entering pre-market, and that's just me being honest. I don't do well entering pre-market because I know what 930 can do. I know how volatile it can get. And unless I see like a bunch of, you know, confluences all together, I won't get involved. I've just been, you know, cut up too many times from it. So it's better for me to wait till open. What I wouldn't hate to see is if we can continue to kind of just trade, you know, at the low here. And then if we can just kind of get a pop below this low, or target previous daily low, pop the other side of the range, that would lead to a higher probability setup for me. We can create some SMT in and around this low here. That's a messy drawing. Something like that would be sweet. But right now, I just gotta sit. We had a really clean setup in London right when I was about in probably my third REM cycle. SMT with YM above the Asia high. And as a result, you had like the nicest little breaker entry. Nested with 2 o'clock, open, high, low, close. Look at that. Jesus. That is just, that it doesn't get cleaner than that, guys. For a London setup, Asia high SMT, or Asia liquidity SMT. Open, high, low, close logic, hourly, CISD. So nice. No, I don't trade London. I've traded London like only a handful of times. I just can't be arsed to get up for it, to be honest with you. Throat's making noises today already. That noise you guys are hearing, that's basically my body trying to burp. I can't burp, so it gets up to my area where it doesn't work and then it goes back down. So if you hear that noise, that's what it is. Fun fact. We've got YM trading above that 8 AM high. How do I quickly swap to a SMT layout like that? It's using the compare tool. So top left of your screen, it's the plus button. You just search up ES1 or whatever, ESYM. Click new pane. Brings them up. It'll probably bring up a line chart for you. You just have to click on the line chart itself, and then you can change the style to candles. And then you just double click your screen, your main screen, to bring it up, and then you can double click to hide it. Yeah, it's a game changer. It's also a good way if you use the free TradingView subscription. Like if you don't pay for a subscription, then you can have this is how you can have multiple charts on your screen for free. I get a feeling that I'm going to be kicking myself for not taking this, but I have to own up to the decision I made. Yeah, it's a cool little trick. I'm surprised not a lot of people know about it. A lot of people ask me. Have you changed anything about partials or trade management since working with Kane? To be honest with you, no, I haven't. I haven't gone through my back testing to even try it to see if it works or to see how it changes. I'm interested to do so though. I have been doing some more full pulls at like 2.5 standard deviations instead of partialing at 2.5 and holding. But I have very strict rules based on where I partial and whatnot, so it's something that works for me right now. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I have yet to go through my charts and back test and see if it's something that's worthwhile to me. Do you only take first partials at 2 standard deviation? Most of the time, unless like there's logical liquidity, or we take SMT or we form SMT beforehand. So like let's say I'm targeting -2 standard deviations and like it lines up with, for example, this high. Let's say this high is like a significant area of liquidity that I want to target. If I see ES take that high or like this high above here and we create SMT prior to NQ getting there, say NQ gets to like here, I will likely manage my position in that I'll watch to see if it's forming criteria against me, or I will just flat out partial if it's close. Like I'm not going to be a dick for like a few ticks. But yeah, a lot of people go BE too early. A lot of time it's out of fear. But you should backtest and see, where can you put your stops? When can you go break even to get the most out of your trades? For me, I find it's -2, but that's just me. You got 8 minutes still open. It's gonna take some liquidity being swept for me to get interested. Honestly, day before NFP, it's not exactly a day that I'm super, hungry for risk. Good morning, Dale. Let us see what happens here. So we've got that hourly SMT with YM, also above those 830 highs. We have this breaker here. Form that SMT. Yeah, SMT with YM. So another big premise, and I'll explain. I did type it in my cons of why I didn't take this trade, is because this candle. So I like to buy from candles that are designed to go higher. I like to buy candles that are actually designed to go higher. So that would be an open, low, high close candle. In order for me to get bullish, in order for me to want to buy, your best shot is going to be seeing a candle opening low. So like, for example, like that. If it swept that low and potentially had more SMT, then I could frame open, low, high close because this candle actually swept. Right now, this candle says, okay, this one closed bearish. The next one should be bearish until we take that low and get kind of a fractal sort of looking set up like this. Yeah, it's a good trick. Trump will sign an executive order around 2 p.m. today. Do you know what the executive order is for? $19,655.5. What the heck is that? What's the significance of 655.5? March contract low? Or what do you mean? Oh, on the March contract. I see. My bad. Let me crank that up here quick. Ah. I see. So that would be this guy here. Which, if I'm not mistaken, lines up there. Lines up there. Yeah. I had my eye on that one too. That makes sense. He didn't mention probably about the end of Department of Education and federal level, but normally journalists ask questions. Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that in the PM session. Almost 350 plus points overnight. What do I think? Think about the same as you. I think we got 350 points overnight. I don't have much thoughts other than that. We haven't taken any significant liquidity. It provided a clean setup with an SMT at the Asia high, and you got a clean setup, and you would have met projections and draws, but yeah. There's the previous hourly low swept. Or wait, am I fucking cooked? Am I looking at something different? Either I'm bugging or something's different about this chart now. Because I don't remember. You know what, never mind. My brain is fried. Ignore me. I thought initially, when I was talking about this trade, that this didn't sweep the 8 a.m. low. Oh, for fuck's sakes. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I was a victim of my own trend line. If you could see my face, if you could see my face right now, if you could see my fucking face right now. Oh my god. You guys, I almost fucking cucked myself here. It almost happened. I knew I wasn't crazy. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, I drew the fucking line. That is fucking comedy. All right. You guys are, you guys didn't say nothing either. You guys let me sweat through that one. Here's 9:30 open kid. There's a dumpy. Watch that PDL. Also, SMT currently with that low. I gotta pop this over to the screen so I can see my ES chart. Man, I am fried. I can't believe I did that. You guys probably think I am one simpleton. Very simple man. I'm glad I could provide some comedy. How big is that candle? 54-point candle just to start the day. Nothing quite like it. SMT currently still there. We thought that before, don't worry. Yeah, you guys really just come watch me just to see me make a fool of myself. I'll gladly wear that one. That's funny. Eyes on that PDL. Yeah, my best case scenario would be us rating PDL here now. And then see if we get some SMT. It's crazy to see that we never took PDH yesterday. We consolidated at the open and then we just come immediately slam down. Like I can already kind of see what's likely to happen for NFP. I mean, the cleanest would be SMT at the previous daily low or this low. And then we close the day on a rejection. And then NFP, we consolidate before NFP, and then NFP cuts down into an expansion leg. And then we get PDH and then some. That would be my thesis for bullish. Or if it wants to leave these highs and just continue to sell off, then sure. But I will probably have a hard time catching that because the logic just doesn't really suit for me. Like, these daily candles can definitely fake a person out, and we never really got back up into any sort of premium. But again, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Focus on today right now. I'm going to have these previous daily lows marked up on my chart across the 3 indices. Form a nice breaker. Pretty please. What do we got for news? Looks like we had it. It's just the 8:30. Okay. Okay. Slam us down into that PDL. Pretty please. From there, I can start hunting a little bit. This is probably going to be a big breaker too, 78 points. But the bigger the manipulation, the larger the distribution. It'll be hitting -4 standard deviations potentially of this breaker that formed the SMT at the previous hourly high. So kind of watching PDL and this area. Yep. Can't get rid of my hiccups. It's going to be close though for SMT. ES is 10 points off. YM is 50 points off. And Q is like 35, 40 points off. So they're all pretty close. We've engineered quite a nice amount of failure swings. I am not biting on this if it forms right now without taking PDL, by the way. No siree. What's he going to get on the 15-minute and stay there? Honestly, want to see this just kind of go at the 9:30 open and then just slam lower. I'm not buying that breaker. I can't. I'd be interested in this actually if we can get up a little bit. Let me see. Is it? Yeah. It's not bad. It would be entering, utilizing this breaker. But I like how it's rejecting that 930 open. If we can get another pop up there, I'd consider it to take it down into PDL. All right, let's rock. I like Matt. I think his model's great. I don't want to see any pussyfooting around here. Oh, I better set some, better keep this open. No PDL taken on any of them yet. I want to see us invert this. Yeah. Looks like I can just watch this screen. The idea is kind of, we want to see that get inverted. And give us our target. This breaker, for me, I'm basically fading this market structure shift as it trades into another breaker. The trouble is that we haven't formed any fresh SMT. I'm going off an old one. I'm going off of the fact that we had this SMT here, and then utilizing this breaker. Nested with 930 opening price. Looks good. It's a little uncharacteristic, but it does technically follow my model. It's just it's just on a retracement entry. But yeah, back to Matt Lober, sniper. He's a great guy. He's really smart. Very simple model. Utilizes a lot of the same logic that I do. SMT, IRL to ERL. He uses order blocks. We have YM coming up on the PDL. So there's a PDL taken. I'm actually going to partial one off there. I'm not going to go to break even just yet. I want to see if this can get some juice. So that's when I'll partial a little earlier than I obviously I intended. I wanted to get lower here, but I'm seeing SMT form. We're trading inside of a breaker here. I'm just kind of covering myself, especially in a lower probability environment where 930 can, well, not low probability, volatile environment where 930 most definitely can flip quick. There's that IFVG that we talked about too. Looks nice. the 5 minute saying? I really want to de-risk here, honestly. Keep an eye on it. That SMT with YM is proving to be a little bit of a pain. But that 50-minute candle closed quite nicely bearish. I think we should be all right. Out of the woods soon. It's really having a tough time. I'm willing to wait it out though. What I'm gonna do though is probably go break even. Seeing this be a little bit troublesome like this, with the idea that if this does trade higher, close above this series of candles, like that confirms a bullish breaker, right? And we have the S&T at the previous daily low. This could very well flip. I don't really want to be caught with my pants down trying to kind of mitigate my position. I'd rather just take the BE. And it's looking like it's going to tag it. And if we flip this 930 open, get above here, that would change things for me. That would probably insinuate that we're likely to continue higher. Tickled. Absolutely tickled my break even. I do think that this is kind of just toying with us, and it probably wants to like induce people a little bit. No, I don't partial at 1-to-1. I partialed that with SMT. YM took that previous daily low that deems a partial for me, because that's what I wanted to see to flip bullish, right? So now that I've seen that, that is kind of like a warning sign for me. And now we're struggling to get to my draw, and we're potentially forming breakers. So it's just a good warning sign for me. That was like one tick shy of stopping me out, break even. And if it comes back out all the way up here, guys, like I don't want to be in this short anyway. I really don't. There's my break even. Okay. Jump change on that. What even is this for a stop? Massive. Looks like it's flipping. There's the closure. Tag 930 open. Or not. It's a bit too much for me. I'll let it kind of sit for a sec. All right. Try that. I wanted this 930 open here, but this is kind of, it's tagging into that BISI. SMT at previous daily low. Formed this breaker, closing above 930 high. All assets have closed above that high. I'm willing for that. I don't want to fuck you up now, but I'm a huge fan of ORG, RTH gaps. We didn't even take 50% of it. We might consolidate here below 930 then up. Yeah, let's see this RTH. I don't use RTH, but I mean, I know exactly what you're referring to. So where's that 50%? There's the closure. There's the open. 50% lines up with 2.5. Hey. Lines up with kind of these equal highs here. We'll see. I don't even know what that previous trade brought for profit. Not much, I don't think. Not much. You trust your SMT with your life? Yeah. This isn't the cleanest little breaker, but they don't have to be extremely clean. The PDL SMT is kind of what I'm looking at, which yes, that's what I said happened. Here's the 9 a.m. open also. I want to see this 9 a.m. candle close bullish, preferably. I don't like that we're kind of having trouble getting away from the 930 open. But I'm willing to put money on for this for sure. Yeah, I want to see this just continue like that. coming up on the hourly close, so this kind of has to show that it wants to flip, and then that this would be your S&T. Yep, very choppy. Got to keep your wits about you. Now that I think of it, I think I have my stop at the improper low too. It needs to be at this actual low. 227. 228. It's my bad. That's just the valid low. This is the mitigation block. This is the actual protected low so far. Not that it makes a ton of difference. It's 2 points difference. Yeah. That's my mistake. Looks like it's not going to matter in the end. This looks like it's going to get cooked. They really are cucking us here. Yeah, there's S&T with YM. You gotta just sit with it though. There's very few things that one is responsible for during a trade. One of them, and the most important thing, is the outcome. I'm not responsible for the outcome. All I'm responsible for is executing and managing as outlined by my protocol. Yeah. 5-minute candles. Yeah, we're still chopping here. Doesn't fare well, but like I said, the last thing I want to do here is micromanage my position. Like once I'm in, it's hard to get me out. Yeah, most of the time, TP your stop loss once you put the risk on, or your model forming against you, which I don't really have here. We have S&T at the consecutive candle high, at this 930 high, with YM, or sorry, not YM, 930. Yeah, right here, between YM. I don't have a breaker here though. The breaker would basically be taking my stop loss, and then my draw would be like here. So like it's really just I gotta take the L on it if it comes. New hourly open. This doesn't look good though. New hourly open. That hourly candle closed bearish. This is probably cooked if I'm honest. But we're gonna take it full. And that'll be one loss for the day. And then I want to just sit. sit for a moment. Okay, I suppose. We'll see. The 4 candle closure is very, very bearish. But we have the SMT there. We're like basically around my BE right now. Yeah, the PA's trolling for sure. This has got to show me something quick, otherwise I'm probably going to de-risk. Truthfully, all the high time frame candles just don't really align with this idea. So that alone is worrisome. There we go. Something like that. Okay. 15-minute candles. They've all taken that high. I am heavily de-risking here, honestly. There's that 4-hour Sibi right there. Keep monitoring for SMT. We're above the 9 AM high there. That's one. SMT at the 9 AM high, that's why. But this looks like a nice expansion. I'm not willing to give anything back on an NFP day or pre-NFP day. So like that's why I'm trailing so much. Sorry, just looking. It's a balance and whatnot. This was an ugly, ugly duckling, if I do say so myself. Wrong screen. Nanium high taken on ES. This looks okay. So very much be like a, can we get to -2 partial from there? And then it's just kind of ride out the runner. I want to see just continuation of expansion candles, green candles here. I don't want to see any like dark, I don't want to see any down close candles form within here suggesting that it's even going to want to form a breaker. I'm going to mark that 4-hour SIBI on ES. YM. I didn't love my entry, but I mean, hey, this is the model. We're following it. I'm not getting, not going to be mad about following my model. The entries aren't always going to be super sexy. Bouncy, that's knocking on the door. That's fucking good enough for me. I'm very loosey-goosey with my partials, if you haven't noticed. They follow a strict rule set. It's just when it gets right up to there, like I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to that. I don't need it to take that exactly. Now we just let it run. They're all coming up to that 4-hour SIBI, which is nice. I'd like to see them all take it. What a wacky 4-hour candle, though. Hey, down close. When I'm dragging my screen up, guys, it's really just me checking profit. Should just see continued expansion here. What are we doing on the 5? We're forming a 5-minute breaker here. 50-minute. This could run for a while. That was my entry super safe. I'd say it's fairly safe enough. I'm willing to hold a runner for sure if it wants. The moment that it starts creating breakers though, like I gotta get out breakers in S&T. It's a free trade now, guys, by the way. Is it my most monstrous trade? Fuck no. But it's a kind of get you out of a cold streak type of trade. don't see a single shred of SMT at any of these highs. There's the 4-hour SIBI on YM. No breaker in sight though. MC, bro, that's not what I said. Fuck, that's funny. Can I recap the trade? Sure. So, right, what we were looking for initially was I wanted to see NQ get to PDL, right? So the initial idea was actually utilizing the logic of us tagging up into an old 1-minute breaker here after the open. We had SMT at a previous hourly high here with YM. And we had SMT. And we had actually failed to get to the PDL. So I was thinking that this was going to be an engineered low. We retrace up, tag the 930 open. I entered here, short, stop at this high. We didn't get down to the PDL, but what we did do was create SMT with YM at the previous daily low. Once we saw that previous daily low SMT, YM took it. When did YM take it? Let me mark it up. YM took it here at 944, rather 943. NQ failed to take this 936 low and the previous daily low while trading back into, I mean, this is your breaker, right? So that's almost like a form of entry SMT. What I did was since I was short, I waited to see, okay, how can we confirm? How can we confirm? This isn't really an SMT that I'd use because it's not between two 15-minute candles, right? This SMT occurred at 9:44, but I wanted to see how do we use the SMT that we have currently with PDL. Right here, I see that we have kind of like a fractal breaker working within this breaker, swing low, swing high, lower swing low. I wanted to see us get above 930 open and this high here. So I took my break even on this candle. Once we closed above, I believe I entered here, kind of once we tagged this BISI, and then stop. Was it originally at this low, put it at this low because this was not a protected low for me. However, this was, and then targeting 2.5 for my first partial, well, rather partialed up here on SMT, partialed here. And then this line up here is actually 50%. As who said it? Elijah? Somebody said that Heart Pumper. For me, it's 2.5 standard deviation, so it's an important area, but it's also 50% of the RTH gap, which does serve some significance, especially when the gaps are that big. So basically framing longs, we're in discount, right? We have an overnight range that's massive. I'd like to see us reprice to premium of it and then some. We got PDL SMT. We also have a silly amount of resting buy side above here. So we'll see what kind of expansions we can get, or what kind of, how far we can get. Yeah, we have SMT with the YM 4-hour civvy. Yeah. But there's no breaker yet. Right? There's no breaker here. So once we'd have to take this high, which if it's going to take this high, it's going to engage with the civvy, and then it's going to render the SMT useless anyway. So 4.25. Yeah. it's going to render the SMT broken anyway. Plus, most recently, we just formed 50-minute breakers. This 10 a.m. expansion was massive. Kind of came out of the woodworks with that one. To be honest with you, I did not think that this trade would work out. Honestly, it was lower probability once I saw how 9 a.m. closed. But I was already in the trade and we are sitting with it. We're up 100 points. Tagged into that SIBI. We deleted SMT. You don't see failure swings in SMT as a breaker? No. I don't. Some do. I'd rather not, though. I just find more success with actual breakers. I don't see. Don't see much. Check the hourly. Not a fan. Not really. Is it bad to want to wait for the 5-minute breaker? No, it just means you're a higher time frame trader. You just enter on the 5-minute. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, bro. Further expansion, there's 50% of the RTH. Fun. It's about time we caught a win on stream. Fuck, that was a monkey on my back that I just could not get off. You guys stuck with me. You guys stuck with me through this. Got 500 ticks. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. See if we can get some real nice movement off of it. I'm not seeing any significant SMTs, to be quite honest. Let's see this just kind of continue. Thanks, Hoodcraft. Hope you guys learned something or, enjoyed it at least. It's not so much that I come on here and, take trades and flaunt or whatever. It's just, am I able to provide a good learning environment? Am I able to provide transparency? Those are what is important to me. Those are things that are actually important. And am I able to stand by my work and execute on it too, right? So many people will say all these things, but they won't even implement it into their own trading. So thank you, sir. Any of you guys catch anything? You guys take this too? Low prob? No, you're right. I'm not disagreeing at all with that. Good stuff. Good job, guys. See if this truck can just keep on moving. I don't really care about the 400 handles overnight. Didn't do anything. All it did was just range. We didn't take any liquidity. And then we take liquidity in that we form SMT with YM at the previous daily low. That's a cause for another injection of volatility. You know? So I don't really care so much about the fact that we amassed 400 points overnight. It doesn't matter how many points it did. It matters what liquidity objective it took, and it didn't take anything until here, which is where we got our opportunity, right? I agree it's low probability, you know? I agree it's low probability, but not because of this, right? I see what you're saying, but the day before NFP, is one cause for why it could be lower probability, right? Another thing is just the structure and the formation of how these hourly candles printed, right? Or how these high time frame candles printed. This one, like right, down close candle, down close candle, down close candle. This one didn't sweep that low. None of them did, but we created the SMT in the high time frame. So we're kind of working with like a daily open low high close instead. So in terms of positioning myself within the wick of a high time frame candle, I didn't really get to do that. It would have been nicest if we could have swept this low on one of them. But I mean, you can always find a time frame with a sweep, right? Look at the 6 hour. So it doesn't have to be 4 hour. Could be the 6 hour. The 6 hour looks an awful lot like a clean setup, right? Thanks, brother. Where's my TP? I mean, my eye is drawn to London highs and previous daily high. But I'm kind of going on a as is basis. Like if I see my model form against me, I'll probably get out. To be honest, I don't even know how many points is that. Where's my entry and where's my to previous daily high? 400 points on one micro. Fuck, that's crazy. We'll see. Not seeing anything though. This is just kind of ripping higher. What time I getting one of these, man? Had an entry at 233. Didn't hold it. 233? May I ask what your entry criteria was? Of course I look for fractals. I explained the fractals. Right? The SMT we formed at previous daily low. We also formed here, working within a 1 minute breaker. YM goes to take the previous daily low, and Q trades into this breaker that we formed that I initially didn't even like to see. From there, fractalized, right? I want to see closure above these highs, right? There's a breaker in here, swing low, swing high, lower swing low. That 942 candle, that's your breaker. But I want to see us get above this high and the 930 open. That confirms the change in the state of delivery for me. And this, my stop goes at this low because this is the low where the SMT formed at. That's the protected low. You could make a case for putting it here but it's really here. I can't go to the 15-second. I don't have the 15-second charts, but I believe it's clean. There's a nice breaker right in here. I know it. And you have that time-based 10 a.m. CISD. Super clean. Still no SMTs. None of the assets have gotten into this high here. It could reverse on me right now. Sure it can. I don't care. I'm at break even. I don't have a, this isn't my model forming against me whatsoever. So I don't care if it could reverse on you, on me. I've made my money on this trade already and I am at break even. So I'm going on an as is basis, whereas if I see my model form against me and I see a breaker formation, I'll get out. I'm not seeing that right now, so I can't really make a case to get out of my trade. And you got to think like I'm positioned like in deep discount of a 15-minute for value gap. The further we get away, or sorry, 15-minute breaker, the further we get away, the safer I am, right? So like this is the current expansion range. Here's premium and discount. I'll flip that for you because green should be discount. My entry is down here. So I'm okay. The further we get away from it too, the even better it is. Yeah, could retest the unmitigated breaker for sure. Absolutely. That would be, I could tag this breaker here. It's also a BISI. And go higher. It could do two things. It could, what I'm thinking can happen is it can probably form my model against me up here at some point in time, give a short into the breaker, and then I can get long again. I may honestly hold this though, and then add if it wants to give me a chance to. Partial 80% at H4 Sibi. Yeah, that's smart. I partialed there too. Well, actually, I didn't. Where did I partial? Where the heck did I partial? Near it. Oh yeah, near -2. I'm holding through there because we deleted the SMT. Yeah. I really want to milk this guy though. Thanks, man. Where's my TP? 25,000. Or closure at 4:59 p.m. Whichever comes first. It looks okay for now. I think I can go take a leak. I think. Let me look. Pretty sure I can go take a leak. We don't have any SMTs. Yeah. Bear back. Okay, I'm back. We got YM trading above the previous 15-minute high. No breakers. That is a lot of gray boxes. That 10 o'clock Bissy seems like a breakaway gap. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like calling breakaway gaps, to be honest. I can use these highs as support to continue higher. But it doesn't have to, I don't think. Yeah, this is 15-minute. I don't know. I don't think it seems like a breakaway. Why would it seem like a breakaway gap to you? Curious to hear your thoughts on that. Gambling? Okay. Looks like I'm holding this if this does want to get lower. It'd be sweet if it can give me an ad. Maybe we get a retracement for 1050 macro to do that. But honestly, break even right now. Very much okay with whatever occurs here. I don't have a reason to exit. $10.35, 5 minute. Oh yeah. 30-minute SMT at the high. I wonder if NQ will run it in this 15. Okay, so there's all assets now taking that high again. Fuck, we're up 650 ticks, guys. We are cooking up in this. The further we get away from my entry, the more likely I am to hold it, to be honest with you. Meaning, like, if we get a retracement, I'm willing to hold it. That's a nice closure. Using this breaker here. I like it. We are at near EQ of the previous, or I guess of this range lower. I want to see runs higher occur here. Like I want to see a speed through here. 700 ticks. That messy shit. GG's, boys. Screenshot that guy. You know what happens when you screenshot? Weird shit happens. So let's see what we got going on here. Hourly Sibi, all of them, I believe, have engaged with it. Why I'm engaging with the higher one? See, it's just going to continue to expand here. You guys are trading 15-second MMXMs? Y'all are crazy, bro. Crazy. We're nearing 4 standard deviations here. What we have so far is 15-minute SMT inside of this, or rather hourly SMT inside of this Sibi from the 3 a.m. high. Also a 15-minute. You can see YM has gotten up into there. Yes, and NQ have failed so far. This 1030 candle looks like a fairly nice open low high close. Oopsie poopsie. Forgot to close it out first. I just don't want to show my account number, that's all. I don't know what the rules are against that. So I couldn't find a proper entry until this moment. It's just the earliest entry in my eyes off a high time frame trade idea. Fair enough. I think you could have entered earlier, but that's just me. Everyone's got different, barriers and things that they utilize. So I think you could have entered and been looking long as early as this at 9:44 when we swept PDL on YM. From there, you can look for confirmations higher. Had to restrict your rules to after 10 a.m. Fair enough. New 15-minute candle open. Not exactly concerned about anything right now. This was just an expansion candle. 11 o'clock is when I might, keep my eye on things, but do you post breakdowns somewhere? Not anywhere specific. I'll post majority of my breakdowns in the lab. That's where I provide like my most amount of value. This is just where I do things for free. I don't really exactly provide a ton of, insights that I comparatively that I do in the lab. But um every now and again I'll do YouTube videos where I post breakdowns. I've done one recently. I don't think I need to break down this guy because you guys were all here to see it and I broke it down multiple times. But I do plan to do some YouTube videos and whatnot in the future to give you guys some of my insights. These are just getting bought back so quickly. Yeah, just look out for me on the lab schedule. I don't know. Like I've been streaming lots on YouTube, like 3 times a week. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's probably gonna be less going forward. maybe max 2 times in a week. I want to shift some more time into the lab, and I'll do, when I can, I'll still post to YouTube. It just may not be in the form of live sessions all the time. Like I won't be doing, 3 days a week. I'll probably between 1 and 2, usually probably 1, and it won't be on a schedule by any means. So yeah, just keep an eye out, and you'll know well in advance. An hourly SMT there. Concerned. Where are we in relation to premium and discount? I'd say I'm pretty good. I'm even inside OTE. I don't see a need for us to get down into OTE, honestly. Like, at the most, this Bissy. If anything, I think this is just setting up continuation. Truthfully. Yeah, EQ that range, resting right inside of that Bissy breaker. That'd be nice. I'll tell you what though, guys. I'm not going to be taking any trades here. I'm in my trade. Gonna keep holding it. My only concern is that maybe it doesn't want to take previous daily high, because NFP is tomorrow and it probably wants to leave some level of liquidity. So I can see us either going to run these highs here, which would be sweet. We're get up into 1800 opening price, or if we create some sort of higher time frame swings, breakers here. We have this 5-minute guy here, so if that closes below, I may close and wait for re-entry. Because see, you have this swing pattern here. Down close candle, that's your breaker, right? Off of an hourly SMT. So if we close below that, that would be, close below this low. This low would be super confirming. Close below those, I'd probably get out and then wait for re-entry. But we'll see. I'm gonna have to do some thinking on that, because I don't usually hold for full daily ranges. But yeah, I think continuations could be definitely on the table. We've already met an area where we could take significant partials, right? We amassed like almost 200 points. Pretty happy with that. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. I'll probably post to my Twitter if I get out or whatever, if I or what happens with this position. But Dean, you're late, brother. I'm just about to end. We've been going for just about 2 hours here. I'll probably get off here, guys. Yeah, keep an eye on this hourly SMT we have with YM at this 3 a.m. high inside of the 2 a.m. Sibby. showing love. Appreciate you. Keep an eye on that. It's potentially forming a 5-minute breaker. So, yeah. We will see. I'll actually just wait to see what happens here. I'm probably going to just fucking close out here, honestly. If it closes. What perfect timing. Gets me out of trade right when I'm ending the stream. I don't like that SMT though. Like that just looks so, yeah. Doesn't look very high prob to me at all. Not something that I'd be willing to take. We might go form some SMT there. I'm probably going to sit in this. I'm not going to lie to you, actually, now that I think of it. We can create some SMT. New hourly open, low, high close inside of here. I don't like this hourly closure we're forming. But, yeah, it's a tough one. Okay, guys. Hi, Blade. Just hopping off now, honestly. You guys enjoy your day. Good day today, honestly. One small partial win. I'd say break even. And then this winner here, that's now a BE, up 300 ticks. We'll see what happens. See if we can frame continuation off of here. Yada, yada, yada. But yeah. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Drop a like if you want. And we will chat with you guys soon. Okay, take care.